See, what they don't know is they're tuning in to DBYT Podcast. My name is Taisha Hines, and this is my show where I'll explore the ins and outs of the world around me. You can tune in every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Welcome back to DBYT. I am your host, Taisha, and we are here with our guest, Tyrez. This is part 2 of Limitations and Boundaries. So if you missed part 1, stop what you're doing and go listen to part 1 for the first set of gems that we dropped about protecting your energy and knowing when to say no. If you're ready, then we are too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch topics real quick and get into healthier relationships. So,
okay, bet.
First, we're going to talk about the essentials of a healthy relationship. What do you think the essentials are and what that includes and whatnot?
Oh my goodness. It's so simple. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? People probably want to hit me for saying that, but it's so simple. Communication. Do you know communication almost literally covers everything? You know, if you communicate, okay, listen to me. You know how people are like, oh, if you're not arguing, if you guys aren't disagreeing in a relationship, then it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are two different things I just said. I agree with one of them. I disagree with the other. If you guys are not agreeing on everything, if you guys are agreeing on everything, that's not a real relationship. That's kind of weird, if anything. That's not realistic, right? It's okay to disagree. We do not, and let me rephrase that. I'm not finna argue with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I'm not finna argue with you. If you have an issue, open your mouth and say it. You talk about everything else. Lord have mercy on my soul. You open your mouth about everything, every little thing, except when you need to. I don't care if I know. I need you to communicate to me still. Because at the same time, I may feel like I know. I'm not always right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to make assumptions. I hate making assumptions because I hate when people make assumptions about me.
Bro, twin.
I don't like making assumptions.
You are my twin. Like, I'm over here. I am giddy. Like, yo. When I tell you, I'll talk to my mom and I'll be like, Mom, like, I'm not with the game, so I don't play games with dudes. I don't. Like, if he cheats on me, I'm not wasting my time, my energy, or anything else to put into you because you already showed me where you at. The thing is, it's like, I'm mature. I don't have time to argue with you. I'm not finna go slash your tires. I'm not finna go fight over you. I'm not fighting over you, sweetheart. You're not that important. You're not more important than me.
At all.
Like, at the end, like, I care about you. I can care about you all day, every day. I can love you and everything. I'm not fighting over you. I will fight for you. I won't fight over you, though. That's
There you go. I will fight for you. I will not fight over you. Especially if you're putting me in a position to where I would have to fight over you.
Yeah, why would I fight over you if you making me look stupid out here?
Stupid.
It's stupid, guys. Is this camera on me? It's stupid, guys.
If you don't want to be with me, say it. Like, see, that's communication too. Communication is everything. I can't even blame the girls I was with. Y'all are good people if y'all are listening to this, and you probably are because my sister's podcast is going to be big, so I know everybody's going to be listening, so I'm going to say this now. You guys are good people, right? At the end of the day, this is my fault because I did not demand the respect. I did not demand the communication. I may have said, yes, we need to communicate, blah, blah, blah. Communication is important. At the end of the day, I did not demand it. And once I realized they were not willing to communicate, I stuck around anyway. That was my fault.
Those are the essentials, guys. Communication. That's what he wants you to know. Communication.
The essential to a healthy relationship is communication. You have to communicate.
I want to add to his communication key because it is one of the keys to a healthy relationship, comprehension. We spoke about this the other day when we were on the phone. It's not that people aren't listening to you. Sometimes people look at that. Everybody has a different perspective and outlook on life. So you have to keep in mind that just because you say something, it doesn't mean that that person took it the way that you delivered it. Let me say that one more time. They did not receive the message that you gave them because they do not see the world the way that you see it. For example, like me and my brother right here, like for some odd reason, we're definitely on the same level, same vibe, same everything. We're on the same wave. That's rare, guys. Most
100%.
Most guys and girls are not going to see eye to eye, and that's just what it is. But you have to take the time and expand your knowledge on different people and learn your person. I can't get that across to a lot of people. When you are with somebody, you have to understand them inside and out, because if you're lacking one of those, you will miss a lot. Everything will go over your head because you're not understanding their social cues. When they're ready to leave a party or a function and they're giving you a look, but you're not catching it.
Man.
when that other person is getting overly emotional and you're not catching it. When they feel like they can't talk to you as their spouse, they are feeling empty and they're feeling alone. So when it's time to break up, they already have emotionally detached themselves from you because they felt alone throughout the relationship because you would not catch on.
To add on to that, there's somebody out there that understands your partner.
There you go.
You better catch on quick, buddy, because pretty much there's a girl, right, who is in a relationship at the moment, okay, and the guy is not doing his job, right? He has been caught cheating multiple times, all that kind of stuff, and she is, let's just say, she is extremely attracted to me because I understand what he does. Now, I'm not gonna lie, her attraction to me kind of pissed me off because at the end of the day, I don't care what your partner is doing. I feel like if you choose to stay with them, you are choosing to fight, right? Which means you gotta stay loyal. The reason I am so big on that is because it's happened to me.
There you go.
Been cheated on. You know what I'm saying? I know how that feels, and I'm not just out here just trying to. I'm not the type that's like, hey, I can steal your girl. No, I'm not. No, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of person. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you're choosing to stay in a relationship, you are choosing to deal with and work with whatever comes in that relationship. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the point. The point I was trying to make was there's somebody out there who understands your partner. 9 times out of 10, even while you're in a relationship with that person, they're gonna find that person who understands them, and they're not gonna have any issue letting that person know, hey, I'm not getting this in my relationship.
Yep.
We're
literally dropping gold nuggets here. I mean, guys, pick it up. We are literally out here just trying to help y'all understand that, one, there's always somebody that's watching your girl. If you don't know where those lyrics come from, they come from Lyfe Jennings. Go listen to that song. It's called Love. It's an amazing song. I'm not getting paid to promote this song. This song is old, but honestly, there's always somebody that's watching your girl. And also, when it comes to your partner, and like my brother said, like, you choosing to fight for that person, you are choosing their flaws, you are choosing their perfections, you're choosing their imperfections. Is all of that. You cannot pick and choose what you support in your partner. If you want to be with them, you have to support them wholeheartedly, unconditionally. Because people do not understand the true definition of unconditional love. Because unconditional love, it ain't got no conditions. You love that person regardless.
Exactly. There's no and even with that, I saw this thing was like, a girl had asked her boyfriend, hey, why do you love me? He was like, I don't have a reason for why I love you. I love you. And I was like, because if I could tell you I love you because I like your hair. So if you didn't have that hair, you see what I'm saying? At that point, it becomes conditional love, not unconditional love.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and act like there aren't things that influence your love. Obviously, if somebody has good conversation and you just love that about them and that's your person, there are things you're gonna love about that person, but it shouldn't be to the point to where if that thing goes away, you just completely give up on that person.
There you go.
Except the unconditional love. I cannot explain to you. Remember I told you how they say you're too good for you, too good for me, and all that kind of stuff? Do not sit here and think, oh, because I'm so used to being hurt, that this person here treating me right has ulterior motives. Now look, this is one of the hardest things to talk about, because you don't want to go into things full-heartedly because you don't want to get hurt like you were before. And that's kind of why people are like, okay, I'm not really trusting the love you're giving me right now. You know, I've been hurt before and they started off good and you're starting off good. So it could be the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
I definitely see what she's saying. I feel like you're speaking to me now.
It's so hard because I've never been that way. I've always been the type that no matter how bad I've been treated, the next girl was not finna get any type of, oh, I see, I know what this is. No, I've never done that. But at the same time, that has also caused my downfall. You see what I'm saying? So it's I'm kind of scared to even continue talking about that, because like, now my question to you is, how do you go about that?
All right.
How do you stay in the middle?
This is the part where I am going to open up and I am going to tell you my personal experience with that, because I am the girl that you're talking about. Not in his personal life, because that's not right. That's incest. But I am.
Oh,
I just have to clear that up, because when I said it out loud, I heard it in a different way.
Weird.
Yeah, okay, so I had to clear that up. When I was younger, like, I definitely was in love and loved this person to what I knew love was, right? My definition of love was connected to him. So when I got older and I had already been through quite a few things, you know, a few traumatic experiences and a few little mishaps or whatever, it was hard for me to open back up. Now, what I had to do, because one of my exes, he was telling me, he'd be like, I love you. And I just kind of like sit there and I'd be like, all right. You know, right? And I didn't, because, you know, I don't like to rush anything. I don't want to rush anything and say something that I don't mean. So when I tell you that, I want to actually be very much 100% on the same page as you. And he'll say it and I'll be like, I give him a look and he'll be like, it's okay if you don't say it right now. Like, it's fine, right? And the best thing to do in that situation is to allow the other person to come into it when they're ready. Because it's not a specific moment where you just, you know, you're like, yep, I love you. Or somebody does something for you and you think it's love. That's not love. You usually don't even know that you are in love or that you love somebody until you sit back and realize, like, oh, darn, like, what has happened? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm going through that right now, but I have an experience that I go through, and it's like, I could definitely see you, like, and it's not even like a romantic love. It's like a friendship love. Like, I could really see you in my life long term, and I love you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So let's not confuse that, guys, and don't think I'm talking about anybody in specific. I'm just saying I have to clear this stuff up because people love to instigate. But your question was basically, how do you stay in the middle? I'm gonna go back and use your key for your healthy relationships. Communicate. Let them know how you feel. Let them know your past, because people won't understand you if you just give them that simple no. You know what I mean? Tying it back to earlier. Giving you the explanation of why you feel like you can't rush into saying that, or even if you feel it, you want to make sure that that's how you feel, because the worst thing to do is tell somebody that you love them and then a week later you change your mind.
Yeah. Or instant after. I've done that.
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, I had a girl tell me she was interested. She said she liked me. And I was like, I didn't want to say anything at the time, right? So a couple nights later, I was like, you know what? I think I kind of like you too, right? Actually, no, I said love, right? I think I love you too, right? Now, in my past relationships, that word, or even just talking to somebody, that word was overly used. It had no meaning, right? So I realized that, and I was like, I don't want that to be the case. I want to, which is why I said that's crazy when you had said it. You want it to actually mean something. When you say it, you don't want it to just come out and be a normal thing, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of told her that right after I told her I loved her, after she got all excited, I turned around and told her, you know what? Actually, I'm taking that back. Now the way I did it probably could have been better.
Yeah.
But my intentions were pure. I felt so bad. But my intentions were pure. It was so messed up. I was like, yeah, I think I kind of love you. She got so excited. I was like, actually, you know, no, I don't think that's the word. I was just like, I like you, but I want to understand what love means before I tell you.
Yeah.
And she didn't catch that. She was too busy worried about the fact that I just took it away. So she didn't really understand the message.
That goes back into the comprehension and communication key. Just because you see it as love doesn't mean that other person see it as love. Meaning, that can go into love languages, for example, where I receive love as when I'm touched, when like if I'm hugging you, we're cuddling or something. Like, because if for anybody who knows me, let's just disclaimer, I don't like people touching me. I don't. It's very uncomfortable. It makes me feel weird. But if I like you, it's a whole different ballpark, because now I'm speaking on love languages and how I like to feel when I like somebody, you know?
For instance, I had an ex. I told her, this is a short story. I told her, don't buy me gifts though for Valentine's Day, all that kind of stuff. Don't do that. I got you. Do not give me anything. Now it may be kind of messed up because there are a lot of people who appreciate those things. So when it came to Valentine's Day and stuff like that, I was like, just don't do too much. But any other time, if you just want to pop up with a gift, don't do that. Right? I'm not gonna like that. I needed a keyboard. Mine had just messed up. She went and got me a keyboard. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, I did not want to take it. Okay, I did not want to take it at all. I actually felt bad because I'm like, I feel bad because at the time I didn't have a job. I was trying to get a job, right? So I didn't really have anything to give her, if that makes sense. I wanted to go out. There was one time I probably had like $12 in my wallet, right? I was still looking for a job, all that kind of stuff. I was too young. That was the thing. A lot of people were telling me, you're too young. When you get this age, we'll hire you. So I was going around trying to find a job, right? I had like $12 in my wallet. I spent $9 on flowers and stuff to get for her.
Aww.
But I didn't have it. I wanted to do that more often. So I told her, until I'm able to do that, don't get me anything because I'll feel bad about it. So pretty much that's how it was. And she got me the keyboard. I felt bad. Ended up taking it, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward, we broke up. And she ended up telling people about how she got me that. Or she didn't really say that. She told people how she did things for me and how I really didn't do much for her.
Wow. See, and that's what
And I was like, that's the reason I told your behind not to do, because I just felt it in my soul that that's something that would happen. They would use that against you, you know what I'm saying, later on. When I explained that to her, don't do it. But yeah, so that's why I don't like accepting gifts or acts of service for things like that, because I feel like people try to use that against you if you guys don't work out.
Like, that's mad lame. Like, literally, that would probably make me not even want to talk to you anymore and just be like, you know what, they're going through their own things. I'm going to detach myself from them and let them learn on their own, because my presence is no longer needed here. And I think that's important to know when to pull yourself from the toxic. Wow, everything that we talked about today is just coming right back. But it's definitely when people use that to their advantage, it makes me feel so sick, because it's like, I can't believe I accepted this from you.
Exactly. You're not even mad that they got it for you anymore. You're mad that you accepted it.
Yeah, it's like you start beating yourself up because it's like you knew better. It's like, I didn't want it in the first place. If I want it, I'll get it myself. And this is what I tell men, because obviously I don't talk to females in a romantic way, but I tell men, I say, look, I'm never going to ask you for anything, but if you get it on your own time, that is up to you. Just know that I never asked you for anything. I have to make that abundantly clear, because you're not going to come back 2 years later or start bashing my name or doing whatever, talking about all she do is a gold dig and da-da-da. No. And that's why it's so important that we establish ourselves, because just like you just said, you didn't have it and you wanted to do more for this girl, but you didn't have the resources to do so. So now that we're older, we can do that and, create a path for ourselves to get the money we need to get, live the life we want to live, and be happy with ourselves, instead of having somebody always over your head and like judging you. And it's too much, because like, oh my gosh, I almost said something. Let me reel it in. I was gonna spill some tea and I don't need to do that.
Oh man.
Let's just say that I know people, and I know people who want to be with me, and I'm not ready for that commitment just because of the fact that I know that they're not ready. And like I say, law of attraction, that comes into me not being ready. I'm not ready myself. So if I'm attracting you, it got to be a reason. Got to. Yep. I don't want to struggle together. That's never been in the cards. I don't want to get it out the mud. I don't want to get it out the dirt. I don't want to do that.
Struggle together.
I don't want to do that. I'd rather us be into what we're doing. I want us to be passionate about the stuff that we're doing, because when you're happy, it shows in every part of your life. Because like, for example, when you go to work and you're stressed, you're gonna go home, you're still gonna be stressed, because now you're thinking, I gotta go to this job tomorrow. And then you get discouraged and you get you don't even want to do anything, or you want to do stuff, but you're too tired. So at the end of the day, you're still not doing anything. But when you're happy and you're carefree and you're just living your life, guess what you can do? You can do that in every single aspect of your life. And I'm a true believer in that. So while I'm on my journey of finding who I need to be and what I need to do to get to where I want to be, I will not be accepting applications, because that is not where I want to do. And nobody's going to tell me differently, because you cannot convince somebody who knows what they want.
Exactly. And that actually ties back into what we were talking about when we did the intro, about how you had to get yourself together and get in have a better mood. And you were saying you were going through things that you had to, work on. And how I was saying that when it comes to content creators, or really just anything in general, your mood and how you feel, your mental state has a big effect on your work ethic. It has a big effect on your work in general. Just everything about yourself is affected when you are in a good mood or in a bad mood. So everything we're talking about literally has come back.
Yes, and it does. It always has to, because when you have this many things that are interconnected in your life, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to your work life, when it comes to your personal being, everything is interconnected, and that's what people have to start understanding. That's why you have to start immersing yourself with knowledge, so you can be more aware about the things that are going on in your life. Why are you so unhappy? Dive into it. Do not be scared. I said do not be scared to go into your trauma state. When I tell you, this past month and a half was something for me, because I had things come up, and then y'all probably gonna hear this a few times, because this is therapy for me, where I get happy, I get excited when I get to talk to everybody on my podcast, because I get to tell pieces of me to share with you guys, which is more of a self-reflection for me to keep going, to understand that I'm not my situation, I'm not my trauma, I'm not my circumstance. I create my path myself, and that's what I'm doing. So I just feel great, man. Like it's really good to be back here talking to you and everything. Like it is. I do want to get into our last and final point of the night.
All right.
What I wrote down was stop forcing things. If somebody isn't messing with you, let them be. Do you have any comments on that statement?
Well, you're talking to me on this one. So I was kind of talking about dealing with relationships for my future, how much I've changed. So I was telling them how I don't feel like I have to be an alpha male. You know, I don't have to be, or I want to be an alpha male, but I don't feel like I have to try to like be a dictator. You know, it's not a dictatorship.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna do too much like that. But I was saying that I feel like I know how to handle this situation with my future woman. I was saying, after everything that's happened to me, I don't hate girls anymore. I don't look at them as they're all the same. I know how girls act, so I treat them accordingly. The first time she disrespects me, I let it be known that I'm not taking that, and if she isn't gonna fix it, she can go. If she leaves, then good riddance. If she decides to stay, then she needs to do better. First time she doesn't communicate, I let it be known that I need communication or else it's not gonna work. If she can, not if she doesn't, you know, because people aren't gonna always fix something right away. And they may try, you know, if they put in that effort. If they are showing you that they cannot, pretty much, this is me kind of paraphrasing.
Yeah.
If they're showing that they cannot communicate, then I let them know they can go. If they go, good riddance. If they stay, they gotta do better. The first time she lies or does anything that I will not accept in a relationship, I let it be known, right? This is just me communicating. That's all I'm doing. I'm not sitting here, hey, you lied to me, we're done. That's not how that works. You know, you're saying, hey, you just lied to me. I know you lied. We both know you're lying. This is how I feel about the situation. This is how I feel about lying. I don't accept that. So if you want to be with me, you need to be honest, straight up, right? So I'm saying if they decide to leave, they can go. If they don't, they got to change that. And then I hit it with this. But I'm also going to do my part. Communicate, be honest, be respectful, and lead by example. Then on top of that, I'm going to get my body right, my mind right, and my money right so that I can do everything within my power to protect her. And then I kind of went a little funny here. I said I want it to be to where if somebody disrespect her, she know I'm going to either bust the cap or bust somebody head in. Respect. I said, but seriously though, man, that girl is going to want to stick around. She's going to want to stick by my side. She's going to want, that's the key word. She's going to want to stick by my side. She's going to want to support me. She's going to beg me to allow her to do things for me. Because that's not her begging me to do things for her. She's going to respect me so much. She's going to want to do things for me. You see what I'm saying? And she's going to know, which is what I'm right here. At the end of the day, she's going to realize that I have nothing but love for her, but she still has to work for it. And it's on both sides. It's not just, the woman has to work for it or the man has to work for it. You both are working for it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the drop of a pin, it could all be gone at the drop of the pen, and I wouldn't think twice about it. That's what I'm trying to become. I'm trying to do better. At first, I would just kind of let them do what they wanted to, and I would be like, hey, you lied, I need communication. But then when they wouldn't show it, there would be no consequence. So they would just keep doing it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's really me. And I used to feel like, I don't want to be the type of person that if they mess up one time, I'm gone. But that's not the point. That's not how that works. At the end of the day, if you tell them how you feel about something and they don't change it, they don't respect you. If they try to change it and they mess up every now and then, but they're actually trying, you got you somebody.
I enjoy the fact that you take extra steps to do what you need to do for yourself. Like, because self-development is very important, and I think sometimes it's taken for granted by people, especially when they are figuring out who they are as a person and who they want to be as a person. But obviously, the person that I was in 2013 is not the same person that I am now. The person that I was my freshman year of college is not I'm not the same girl. I'm not the same woman. Like, I'm not the same Taisha. Everybody's continuously evolving, and it's okay. Sometimes you're going to lose people along the way, and sometimes you're going to gain people along the way. But the most important thing is that you never lose yourself. Because once you get yourself, sometimes it's hard to get back. And
did you hear what you just said?
I mean, I've been going through a lot, man, and you gotta deal with the things that are causing you trouble in your life, because if you don't, it's gonna swallow you whole, and you're gonna be in this very dark place, and you're not gonna know where to go, who to turn to, because not everybody understands your situation, and they only can sympathize with you to a certain extent. So I'm a believer in self-healing. I always have been, because I was always that strong friend that couldn't really go to anybody else because I was so busy dealing with everybody else's traumas and problems and everything. It was always them coming to me about everything, and I could never go to nobody because I felt very misunderstood. I felt like nobody understood me at all. It was like I was an alien or something to my friends, even
like
though
a black sheep.
Yeah, like, and I get that people care about me, they love me, or the whole nine. But at the end of the day, do you understand what I'm going through? Do you understand who I am? Do you understand who I want to be? Because a lot of people don't get that, and that's why a lot of relationships, not even romantic relationships, because I do think that people get it confused when you say relationships. I mean in general. I have lost and disconnected from people that I really cared about because they didn't understand the person that I was becoming. They didn't understand the things that I was going through, and I was tired of trying to explain to them. So you wish them well and you keep on with your life, because that's what you got to do.
Gotta do it. If you don't, like you said, it'll swallow you whole. You'll be in that dark mindset, which is actually a YouTube video I had made, a skit, if you will, about being in a dark mindset, and that's pretty much what it was talking about. If you don't find yourself and find your way out, and you allow what happened to you to either keep happening to you or keep affecting you, then you will stay in that dark mindset.
You definitely will, and I can definitely co-sign to that. I can contest for that, because it happened to me. It's been happening to me for months, and it's like I had got to the point where I had suppressed all of it. I was taking in what my friends would say. They would say, "Oh, you don't care about me. You don't love me." And anybody who knows me, they know I go hard for my friends and my family, because I really feel like that's fundamental. Like, you can't diss the people that you want to be in your life. That's not gonna work. So it was a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain that I had to endure with myself, because even if you try to go to your family, or you sometimes don't know how to formulate the sentences, and that's where I found myself. I was so stuck. I was like, sometimes I want to talk about it, and then sometimes I'd be like, you know what? No, because if I start this, it is never going to end. Never. So it's like I just keep it to myself until it came back, and it you're crying every night. you're wondering what's wrong with you. Why can't you get it together? Like, you're genuinely stuck in a rut, and it sucks, man.
When did this happen? Because this first of all, okay. You remember how you were like, we're living the same life?
Yeah.
I'm not out of the dark mindset yet. I'm on my way out. So my relationship ended in around February, which caused this dark mindset, and it only got worse from there. And I'm just now getting out of it. So why do I feel like we went through this at the same time?
It do feel like we live in a parallel. I think what's going on is that, you know how me and you, we talk from time to time, and it's like we have like these advice sessions and we just spill it out on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how I used to feel when I was younger. I felt like I would go through things before my friends so I can be educated and knowledgeable to help them with their situations. Now, what you're telling me is that what I'm telling you is that my experiences are literally your experiences, meaning what I'm telling you is helping you get through whatever you're going through.
And not even get over what I'm going to get through what I'm going through at the exact moment.
Yeah. That's it. And I wish I was lying. I wish I was making this up, but the same things used to happen when I was a child. And I noticed it very early on, where I'd be like, you know why I'm going through all of this stuff? Is because you guys are going to go through the same thing and you're going to need me to help you along the way. And
that's scary. I would have been like, stop it.
It's crazy, but I've always felt this way from a very young age, especially when you start developing your friends and you see like, dang girl, I already been through this, and everybody always comes to me for everything. And when I say everything, I cannot lie. It was everything. So it was like, I already know what's going on, or I already experienced something similar to this, to where I can help you get through all this. I have it. It's here. I'm a vessel. I don't care what anybody says. I am a vessel. I am a healing spirit. I tell people this all the time. I'm like, sometimes I'm not here to stay, but I'm here when you need me. Once I feel like my destiny has been fulfilled through you, sometimes I can't stay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like a little prophet with that.
I know.
What? That's crazy. Because even when you were explaining, and I'm going to keep using this because that's, like I said, what the video was about that I made, the dark mindset. When you were in that dark mindset and you were explaining how you were feeling about it, that's literally what I was going through. As far as with my relationship, if I'm not talking to you about it, the only other person I talk to is my cousin, right? Mm-hmm. And I was kind of telling him how I felt, and even then it was like I didn't really have anybody I could talk to. Well, I had a friend in high school, and she told me one day, she said, Tyrese, you're too nice. She said, one day you're going to wake up, something's going to happen, you're going to explode, and you're going to walk down these hallways slapping everybody. Now, what she said at the end was funny, right? That last part about walking down the hallway slapping people, that was funny. Everything she said before that actually happened, right? Mm-hmm. I would just let so much stuff build up, and this last relationship and everything, that it wasn't even what happened in the relationship, it's what happened right afterwards. Most of the hurt came after we had already broken up, right? So pretty much what happened was I got extremely violent mentally. I have never been like that before. Let's just say people used to tell me I'm too nice. Now people tell me I'm mean. I'm not mean on purpose, and like I'm still a nice person at the end of the day. But like mentally, I become so violent. So I can be standing in a room and I could be laughing, smiling, talking or whatever, but in my head, I just hurt somebody in that room. They don't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna work on that. We are gonna work on that.
But I know this is don't bite your tongue. But like I may need to bite my tongue on some of this because I'm not the type of person. Well, I know for a fact I'm not the type of person to put my hands on a woman at all. The only time I put my hands on a woman is if she's trying to kill me. That's it. Period. Right. Anything else, I'm gonna have to leave the situation.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna have to leave the situation. It got to the point where the Lord had His hands on me. TT, I'm telling you, I had to calm myself down. And she wasn't, it was a long distance relationship, so it wasn't even like she was in front of me. But I'm telling you, so much stuff was coming to my head, and I was like, I'm not like that. But it wasn't even me just doing it out of anything. If anything, it would have been like if I was doing something, if you see what I'm saying, if I was being violent, as I was being violent, I would have been saying things like, why don't you understand how much I actually care? Why don't you get it? It's almost like I'm trying to beat sense into them. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's not right. Don't do that. Anybody listening, that's not how it works. It doesn't work. Don't do that. But I'm just saying that was the mindset I was in. I was so fed up with people taking the love I would show them for granted that I wanted to fight them. Literally fight the person I was talking to. Like, are you serious? You mean to tell me I did everything within my power to make our relationship work and you ended? Then I work at Walmart, so every other day I'm seeing a couple walk by. And you know, when you just get out of a relationship, anything happy is disgusting. But all this stuff that I've been saying throughout the whole podcast, of as far as me not hating women anymore and me not taking it onto them and trying to make myself a better person to where I won't have those type of issues anymore. That's how I got out of the dark mindset, or how I'm getting out of it. Because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was good for a couple weeks, and then I think yesterday it almost came back because I started thinking about it. Ended up messing up and reaching out to the person who put me in that dark mindset. And during the conversation, things happened that made me realize nothing changed. I don't know why I was so mad. And I was mad at myself, you know, for backtracking. So that kind of brought back a lot of that anger and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't let it last. It was like that for a couple hours, and I was like, I gotta stop. I'm gonna end up hurting somebody because I continue to put myself in the situation. Yeah. So I feel like the best way to get out of the dark mindset is to realize you have the power to get out of the dark mindset.
There you go. I hope that everybody has taken into account everything that we said tonight. I want to thank you for coming out and being on the show tonight as well.
Yes, ma'am. I feel like I'm just sweating. This got real.
It did. It very much did. I just enjoy these talks just because it's very therapeutic, and I feel like we're helping people at the end of the day. So, guys, that is the end of this episode. Y'all can catch us back here another time, preferably next week. I'm Taisha, that's Tyrez, and we out. Again, that was part 2 of Limitations and Boundaries, and I want to thank my guest for taking so much of his time to talk to me on that subject. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at _Sanai, that's SENIH, or at DBYT Productions. If you have any comments, suggestions, topics, or questions, feel free to hit me up on social media. You can tune in next Wednesday for a double guest presentation from new voices with a lot to say. But that's all we have here on DBYT tonight. I'm Taisha, and I promise I won't bite my tongue.